Hello there guys, and welcome to my channel. This channel is called Fasting Fortunes. I'm Nick, and the reason it's called Fasting Fortunes is because the channel is going to be all about issues to do with fasting. We'll talk about different types of fasting, whether that be intermittent or slightly longer fasting, prolonged fasting. We may be talking about alternate day, we may be talking about 1 meal a day. There's many different varieties of which we'll go into in future episodes. I suppose this is just my introduction to the channel. I wanted to introduce you to myself, Nick. What's my experience of fasting? Well, I suppose I've been doing some form of fasting for about the last year or so, and it's been ups and downs. I mean, mainly for the majority of that year, I'd say that I'd been doing some form of intermittent fasting, usually 1 meal a day. And to be perfectly honest, I feel that I made mistakes with it, in that even though I was doing only 1 meal a day, I was like really overcompensating on that 1 meal, so not necessarily getting very dramatic results. I think I definitely did get amazing results in terms of blood sugar and fending off insulin resistance and things like that. I'll talk about that in future weeks, about why I think that. But in terms of weight loss, I didn't see massive changes when I was doing intermittent fasting. To the point where I suppose, I think most people who've been trying to lose weight for a long time do get to a position of despair, which, if you look at lots of research, the sort of model that is given or advised by the medical profession, both in the UK, America, probably other medical professions as well in different countries, across Europe and the developed world, and that is just simply to eat less, move more, sort of caloric deficit type model, which has been proven to not work in 99% of cases. So, weight loss is one of those issues that's actually very, very, stressful for people that are trying to lose weight, because actually they're given advice that doesn't enable them to do that, and that's going to kind of be what I'm going to talk about in future episodes. As far as I'm concerned, the thing that's kind of like really motivated me to do this channel, to kind of in a bit of a vlog style, so you can follow along with my progress. Sorry about the wind, it's probably affecting my sound quality. I'm going to maybe turn away that it doesn't have it. The thing that's prompted me to want to do this channel has been the success that I'm starting to see with prolonged fasting. So what are the differences? Intermittent fasting, you typically would regard as having an eating window within a day. So you may have heard terms like 18-6 or 24 or 23-1, and basically the first number refers to the length of time that you are fasting in one day. So 18-6 would be 18 hours of fasting, 6 hours of eating. 24 would be 20 hours of fasting and 4 hours of eating, and so on in that regard. It is a really, really amazing way of getting type 2 diabetes under control. We'll go into the reasons why type 2 diabetes occurs in future episodes, but basically it's to do with your body becoming insulin resistant. So when you eat, basically what happens is your body converts the food into sugar, into glucose, and to cope with that in the blood, the body must produce insulin to try and basically take the sugar out of the blood. Insulin fundamentally is a fat storing hormone, and what you actually find in societies nowadays is that the advice is to eat frequently. Little and often is what we often hear, but In reality, what this is doing is it's meaning that your body is in a constant state of insulin being risen. And bearing in mind what I just told you, that insulin is a hormone that instructs your body to store fat, which has basically led to the obesity crisis that we see all throughout the developed world. Fasting, by contrast, lowers insulin, so it removes it. And basically what it does over time is it also starts to burn previously stored fat if you consistently do it or do it for long enough. So it's a real sort of method that's been used since ancient times, maybe not through choice in those times, but you know, the concept of feast and famine is something that our bodies are very attuned to, and basically biologically is how they're primed to run. So we will discuss that further in future episodes. As I was saying, for myself though, the thing that's really motivated me to start this channel and to sort of keep myself accountable by vlogging and showing you all my progress is the success that I'm starting to see by doing prolonged fasting. So I suppose sort of at the start of my journey, I was probably heavier, but when I sort of started to really focus on it, I didn't get on the scales for a long time because I was always frightened about what I would see. And I feel like through intermittent fasting, I actually got my weight down to 17 stone 1, which is when I actually plucked up the courage to get onto the scale and then finally sort of get a starting point. Although I know for a fact it was a lot higher than that. How high, I don't know. Throughout August, I've been doing a very, very aggressive style of fasting, which is typically, you know, will see me fasting 3-4 days at a time. Out of the 744 days hours that are in August, I've fasted for over 630 of them. And it does lead to quite dramatic results. So in August, I've lost 23 pounds. I'm going to show you kind of what that looks like on my body right now.
Come check this.
This is what I'm trying to change.
Come check this.
So yeah, there you go. That's the stage that I'm at currently. I'm sort of continuing with doing prolonged fasting. I've just today, for example, I came off of a 38-hour fast, I think, and then ate like quite a high fat, high protein lunch. So I had like a cheese omelette, 3 eggs, some cheese and some bacon. I had 3 slices of bacon at lunchtime, and that's all I've had in one day after the 36 to 38-hour fast that I did earlier. And I'm kind of looking to see how that's going to affect me to maybe eat 1 meal a day, but make that meal, you know, quite low calorie. That would only come out at something like 800 calories, so it's going to place me in caloric deficit for what I should do. But yeah, anyway, I mean, there's lots and lots that I want to talk to. There's lots of avenues I want to explore as we go forward with this channel. This video, I suppose, is just about an introduction to me and to sort of the mission that I'm on, but also to try to inspire some other people to take up intermittent fasting. I feel like there's a lot of people that are being given really poor advice, particularly if you're obese and you're type 2 diabetic or you're pre-diabetic. And I would say, you know, if you want someone who can explain the science a lot better than me, then you do need to research Dr. Jason Fung. His book called The Obesity Code, for me, was like a real game changer and life changer. And I feel like if you're obese and you're struggling with weight and you really do need to lose weight because your life depends on it, then you will find real hope from looking at his work. He does have a YouTube channel which you could check out, as well as that book. If you get it on Audible, he actually reads it to you, and it literally is amazing. But yeah, I mean, I suppose I'll end this episode just with that introduction. I'll look forward to showing you my progress and bearing my soul as the weeks come, go forward from now. It is August, we're approaching the end of August 2022 as I launch this channel. And yeah, I'll be accountable to you all, and you can see where I get with prolonged fasting, and hopefully it will be something that will inspire many other people to follow in my footsteps and make a change to their life, as I'm hoping it's going to do with mine. Anyway, thanks for joining me for this time, and I'll see you in a future episode. Bye.